Hello gang, and welcome back once again to The Long Dark. As always with this guide series, we are working to equip you guys with the knowledge you need to survive in the Long Dark. And in a vein with all the other videos we've been doing recently about food and harvesting and everything else, I figured it was too good to not brush up on another food source. Probably something you guys won't be utilizing anywhere near as much as animals in the game, but something that's very good and should be known, so you can use it if you ever get into a bind. You may most commonly know things like Reishi Mushrooms and rose hips for their medicinal qualities in the game. However, you can harvest these guys up. You can craft them up in the crafting menu into prepared Reishi Mushrooms or prepared rose hips, and you can find them in the medicinal section once you've cooked them as teas. Now, the teas are primarily useful for their medicinal qualities. However, you can still take a tea and drink plenty of it up so you can get those calories out of it. So for example, I can drink this Reishi tea to about 3/4 of the way and then hit escape to cancel it. I have 21 calories left in it, but I did not get any medicinal benefits. The teas do not give you their benefit until they are fully consumed. Now, the warming up benefit, if you drink them while hot, will be in proportion to the amount that you consumed. So if you only consumed 3/4 of it, that benefit will only last 3/4 as long as normal. So you can do this with teas if you're ever in a pinch, either the rose hips or the Reishi, to get some extra calories in you. Let's say you're playing Interloper and you're really close to getting a deer down or something, but you're going to run out of calories before you do, and you don't want to lose that well-fed... Where is it? I've got some coffee in me at the moment. It's not showing it, but I have the well-fed bonus. So with the well-fed bonus, I get a plus 11 pounds, or I think that's 22 kilos. Again, I suck at converting... oh, there goes my coffee expiring. Anyway, I suck at converting pounds to kilos. But anyway... Either way, on that note, if you want to keep that well-fed bonus, let's say you're playing Interloper and you're hunting and you're just not going to get it in time, you can snarf down a couple of teas to, again, just a little bit, in this case 20 calories, and keep yourself full until you can get that meat cooked up and keep your well-fed bonus. It's also really good to help you out in a pinch. Let's say all you have is teas, you have no other food, you've just been mauled by a bear, you have no other options, you're low on health, and you're stuck in some random cave somewhere. You can utilize the teas to keep you full so you can recover some conditions, so you can get back out and get back to base or wherever your shelter is. Do not overdrink the teas. If you drink or eat any food item to under 10 calories and hit escape, the game automatically removes it from your inventory. I'm not honestly sure as to why. It may be something more to do with how Unity is designed, the underlying framework of the Long Dark, than anything Hinterland has done through programming. Honestly not certain, but either way, just keep that in mind that anything under 10 calories is immediately removed from your inventory, so don't cancel out too low down, which is why I always recommend about 3/4 of the way. Beyond just rose hips and Reishi, we also have, we go to the food section, cattails. Many of you, I'm sure, are probably very well aware of cattails. They give you 150 calories a piece. And while it may not be much, they're very, very plentiful. Even in Interloper, you can go to places like Forlorn Muskeg or Hushed River Valley, and there's literally hundreds upon hundreds of them. Now, granted, you probably need to have some clothes to be able to survive the temperatures there, but I digress. As a food source, very good. So, keeping that in mind, these natural food sources are very beneficial in keeping you stocked up, keeping your bonuses up, whatever you have, whatever edge cases you might need. I wouldn't recommend utilizing this as your primary source of food, as you will quickly exhaust all the supplies in all the regions if you utilize these as your only source of food. Plus, it's rather a long process to be able to harvest them all. Rose hips, like you saw back there on those bushes, they're found on little scraggly bushes. You'll be able to see them from a little bit away. They look kind of like that scrub brush up there, a little bit different though. And they got those red berries on them. You need, I believe it's 24 berries to make a cup of tea, and there are 8 berries per bush. So you'll need to find 3 bushes worth of rose hips before you can make a tea. Reishi mushrooms, they are often found on tree stumps of fallen cut down, whatever you want to, however the grammatical process would work there. Anyway, you'll find them on tree stumps. And I believe it takes 2, let me double check, give you wrong information. Yep, 2 Reishi Mushrooms to make a singular tea. It often comes in bunches of 2 or 3, and very rarely you might just find 1 or 2 off on their lonesome, with no other buddies to give them support and confidence. Anyway, so they're relatively easy to find. Cattails, obviously, near water sources. Shrooms on tree stumps. Rose hips on shrubs. And looky here, we've got some birch saplings, which we'll be covering in another video later on. But anyway, that's natural food sources. A great supplemental food supply, depending on the circumstances you're in. I would caution against utilizing it as any sort of primary food supply, as both it will be hard to be able to find enough to utilize in that fashion, and you will quickly be exhausting yourself with things you could be better saving for emergencies, especially medical emergencies. The teas, the benefit gets saved, but sometimes having a good stock of cattails on hand can help if you ever get in a bind where you cannot be out actively hunting or snaring or trapping. Anyway, rather short video, very brief, there's not much to describe about it, but just to give you guys a heads up and let you know, natural food sources do exist, require very little to get. Just acquiring them is rather simple. They can be rather powerful when used properly, and very good at supplementing your food source. Anyway, I've been Lonelywolf. I will see you guys in the next one. As always, stay safe and stay warm out there.